Hello there and a warm welcome to Frugal. My name's Lara, this is a Frugal Living and Budgeting channel, and welcome back again to the next wee instalment of Waste Not Wednesdays. So last week I showed you the lasagna that I made. It turned out to be 4 portions because I ate the 5th for my dinner and it was very good, very good. So like I explained last week, sometimes instead of a Sunday video, foodie, batch cooking, super bargainous salad and the like, sometimes instead I'll do, and I don't do a food one every week, I do it sort of every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks, this sort of thing. It's not a weekly type. But when I do these, and I'm going to do some more of the Wednesday ones at the moment probably, it's when I'm using up yellow sticker items to try and avoid wasting those bargainous yellow sticker items by either batch cooking or making a single portion meal to avoid having to throw them out. Because it's not frugal if you buy a bargain then have to throw it in the land or the food recycling, not landfill, but the food recycling compost heap or whatever. We get a lot of yellow sticker bargains in the UK, and it's a big part of how I try to keep on track with my £25 a week food budget, food and essentials budget, which I've explained about in other videos. But I'm looking forward this month to bringing you along with me for sharing in how things are going with the food shopping, actually breaking it down to show you on the receipt what I've bought and how I've stayed under budget, because I had a really great question asking about this recently, and I do give an overall summary but I don't go into the nitty-gritty, and it's going to be really fun to share it with you this month. So this video this week, first of all, I'm going to show you the surprise thing that I'm using up some leftovers to make, and it's going to make quite a bit of it. And then while I'll show you how that's progressing, and then while the last parts of that, because I don't have a cooker by the way, I do things in an air fryer and slow cooker, so this is an air fryer thing, as you can probably hear in the background. So while it's whirring away doing the last bits, I will come back and I will show you what I'm doing with what I did for last week's video, which is listing the stuff I have in the freezer and how I'm going to use that as part of meal planning. I'm going to try and set foot as little as possible in the supermarkets this month and try and shop out of my freezer primarily, also my fridge to an extent and cupboards to an extent, but especially the freezer. For one, it will help me stay on track with my budget. Secondly, it's going to free up space that I want for things like veggies and for batch cooked meals, because at this point, if you look at last week's video, you'll see exactly what's been in my freezer that I want to clear out by meal planning and getting organised. And all I can say is that it involves using up a lot of fruit that is getting in the way and has been for some time, some veggies as well, but a lot of fruit. So I will be back shortly and show you that. First I'm going to show you the thing I'm making with leftovers that we're about to spoil. And then at the very end, after I've gone over things with the meal planning for July and what I think I'm going to need, what I reckon I'll have to go to the supermarket for, which I'll figure out with you along the way. I'm still to work that out, only know a wee bit of it so far. At the end, I'll be back and I'll do the taste test. So let's get on to this, and thanks for joining me. I'm going to show you the ingredients I've been using for each of these little mini loaf tins. 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of oil, olive oil, 1.5 ladles of bananas, which is about 1.5 bananas, a tiny teaspoon of cinnamon, half of a cup this size of the soya milk, and 1 cup of positivity of self-raising flour. And because it's only self-raising, I've not used any baking powder. And then I've also used 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. So I started off each time by mashing the banana and then whisking into it these other ingredients. Some of them are experimental, and I've included 2 tablespoons of goji berries and sultanas. So we'll see how that turns out. I think I've included everything. I've put, the first one is still on the go. It's been in here on 200 degrees for 30 minutes. I had it in for the first 15 minutes with tin foil over the top. I then took the tin foil out for 10 minutes. Then I put the tin foil back over for the last 5 minutes. I then tipped the loaf out of the pan and put it upside down. So that's it upside down. So it's been in for about 5 minutes, nearly 10 minutes so far. No, 5 minutes so far, because I set it to 15, that's right. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. But that's my method, and we'll see how it turns out, and I'll definitely do a taste test for one of them. I did also use Fry Light to line the pan, as well as the greaseproof paper, except I forgot to with this. So this is loaf number 3. I reckon I'll get 2 more loaves. So I think I'm going to get 5 loaves, using up 8 bananas that had spoiled. 6 in a bunch and 2 from the freezer they weren't completely spoiled, but they'd gone that black spotty way. So I'll be back soon to show you how it turns out, the messy madness that is my kitchen. This only needed an extra 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes upside down. So 30 minutes the right way up in the tin, and then flipped out of the tin upside down for 10 minutes. I'm really pleased with this one. This one's probably going to be a gift. So I'll do a taste test on one of the later loaves, but I'll show you all the loaves as I go along. Here's the next one. So 2 down and 3 to go. Here is loaf number 3, and I'm so pleased with how these are turning out. So pleased. I suppose that Bella, leave them alone. I suppose the truth test will be when I slice them to see what they're like inside. So I'll do that with the one I do the taste test for. Fingers crossed all the others will be okay. I have to stop Bella eating things. Hang on. Cheeky madam, what do you think you're doing? Bella hasn't featured in the videos for a while. If you're fairly new to watching the channel, please allow me to introduce my beautiful cat Bella, who is mischievous and cheeky, but very adorable and loving as well. She's just perfect. She's perfect. Here is the final loaf. Hooray! So this is the one I'm going to slice and use for the taste test in a wee while. So the video last week, I detailed these things that are in the freezer. The 4 lasagna are the latest edition, minus my dinner. So yeah, 4 lasagna, 4 of the sausage thing, 2 frozen soups, 8 wraps, so that's 4 portions, 8 onigiri, 5 bagels, 24 cakey things, 10 portions of chips, 1 is root chips. And I was explaining that I'll either use 300 mils, 250 to 300 mils of soya milk, or use up yogurt that's in the freezer, along with the fruit in the freezer to get it used up, and that includes the compote. And I'll add a wee bit of oats to it, so it's a portion of carbs. So I'm going to make that a mission to get through those this month. And then what I identified is that I could make bubble and squeak using 5 of the hot dog sausages. That's probably going to be for 2 dinners. And it will use up 2 of the potato portions. Oh, actually, I need to factor that in. Hold on. So that will mean that there's 6 remaining. And then the frozen peppers and frozen mushrooms, and also the other 5 frozen sausages, I'm going to use to make risotto. And I'm predicting that I'll be able to make 3 portions of risotto with the quantities I've got. I've already got the risotto rice, so I won't have to buy any in the stock, and garlic. So I'm not going to have to buy anything for that meal either. And then finally, I was also considering buying some yellow sticker salmon to make a Thai curry. I've got the lentils, I've got the vegetables, I've got the Thai curry or regular curry powder or sauce in the cupboard, and I've got the rice. Did I say the rice already? I think I might have. So anyway, the only thing I would need to buy to make any of this stuff is salmon and bags of salad in general, because I'm going to be having salad often through July. And then soya milk if I run out of soya milk for doing my smoothies. Because I'm not going to use milk for my coffee in July, or if I'm really desperate, I might get some milk powder to budget. And it's also less to carry because the bag gets quite heavy sometimes. So the shopping list: salad, soya milk. And this is week 9 to 13 of July. And this is the meal plan. It might not end up being exactly like this, but this is what I'm planning for. And this is what I'm planning my shopping for. If this changes, then I'll be updating you along the journey anyway, because I'll be doing a detailed breakdown of my shopping receipts. And also just to remind you that it's not just food that's in this £25 a week budget. It's also cleaning products, household items, toiletries, and medicinal over-the-counter stuff. So I'm in Scotland where prescriptions are free, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. And that's something that I feel I'm very lucky for. But I sometimes do buy pain relief over the counter, so that would get factored in, for example, if I'm buying any of that. So this thing about week 3, just ignore that, because this is actually a book for my weight loss journey, but it's all out of sync now. But I'm just going to utilize the book because it's useful for using for the template for the meal planning. And then I can start factoring in the weight loss as well. Hopefully, doing this healthy eating, I'll actually be able to have a positive weigh-in where I've lost some weight, hopefully by the end of July. Because, you know, sometimes with the yellow sticker things, I buy and eat things that aren't so healthy, too many bready things and that kind of thing. But I am trying to plan ahead and get back into the swing of meal planning so that I'm being more conscious. And also by showing you my planned food diary, hopefully I'll stick to it better and I can be more accountable, and it'll help me with healthy eating as well as staying on track with the food budget. So again, there could be top-up items that I'm running low on in the month. But again, salad and soya milk, I envisage needing to buy on the shopping list. And then for this week, which is the week beginning the 14th of July, this is my planned meal plan, menu plan. So it's all revolving around using up stuff in the freezer. There is a tin of soup involved. I am going to be every now and then, and I don't know for certain it'll be on that date, but I am factoring in a flexible day, which is like a social meal out, having catch-ups with people in my life. And the thing about that is I have a separate sinking fund for social meals out or social takeaway, that kind of thing. So that will be accounted for separately in my sinking fund. But I'll go into that as I go. This is just a plan ahead of time. It might not be exactly like this. And then again, there'll be some top-up items or stock-up items probably in addition. But that's what I've predicted so far, salad and soya milk. Also, Bello just wanted to add, don't you, Belle, that your stuff is separate. So Bella has her own separate budget for her food, treats, tins, and dry food, and her litter. Don't you, girl? Because Bella's not a frugal kitty. And then this is the week beginning the 21st of July. So again, I don't know exactly which night I'll make that, but there will be something factored into my social sinking fund for that. And then this is the Wednesday where I'll do the bubble and squeak. And then, now I don't know if I'll be doing this, we'll see. Again, there will be more added, I'm sure, but so far that's the shopping list that week. And I'm going to stick to the little top-up shops each week for July, not a big bulk shop, because I am just trying to stay within what I actually have and shop my kitchen. Week beginning the 28th, this is the planned meals. And the Wednesday, I'm going to do the risotto. And that'll see me up to the beginning of August. So I really hope I can stick to this. I really do, because it would be fantastic for my budget if I can. But like I say, there will be some extra things that get factored in along the way, because I'm bound to run out of body spray or that kind of thing, especially in this hot weather. So if I do end up making the Thai curry, but I envisage that would be on this following week, so early August, then there would be the yellow sticker salmon. But just to say, when I'm out and about picking up the things on the list, if I see really decent yellow sticker things and I know I'm going to get to use them in the future, I was just saying, especially if it's protein that I can freeze and I can get it yellow sticker, I will grab it and stick it in that freezer because, well, by then as well, because I'll have more room. But those are the things that can be especially expensive. So if I'm able to actually be able to like get them cheaper yellow sticker and it's things I enjoy, it's just a no-brainer. And then I'm envisaging that by the beginning of August, I'll have these things still in stock, except this will be now 6 chips. And it means I can plan, if I've got into that good routine of menu planning, I'll be able to use these as part of my August menu planning. So that brings us up to date on that. Time for the taste test. Hi, so after a very busy day of batch cooking and menu planning, I'm absolutely delighted with the results. Got the rest of the month planned out. It's a very basic meal plan and it's less than I'm used to eating because I'm used to having too many treaty things and snacky things and bready things, but I really want to make an effort to cut back, and the best time to cut back is in the summer when it's warmer here in the UK, and I'll be having salads to fill up on and things like that if I'm hungry, so I'll make sure I've always got a decent amount of salad to hand, and I'm hoping that that's going to really help me turn a corner while also staying on budget. So the loaf, so I've got 4 lasagnas in the freezer and I've got 4 loaves of banana bread in the freezer, which is just fantastic. And I'm really pleased at how it is sliced really well. The inside is a good texture, Can't wait to try this with you. Here goes. It's chewy in a good way. It's very delicious. Very, very delicious. It's great. I love it. Yeah, I like banana bread anyway, but I really enjoy that. It's a good texture. And I love the flavours. Very happy with that. So, sorry, I've got bits of banana bread in my teeth. Thank you so much for watching today. It's been great sharing this with you. I look forward to doing the food diary over July with you. Something a wee bit different to try. And it's lovely to be able to give you a more detailed breakdown as well of how the spending is in this category. Just to say, for anyone that's still fairly new to the channel, just to let you know that last year when I did my first low spend year, I went into much more detail about my monthly spending, and that gave some good examples of just the kind of things I did, the kind of areas where I did spend, including other sinking funds in my life, and how that went. And some months were better than other months, and different strategies and things I used to try and help me figure it all out, like stocking up in advance some months and this kind of thing. So if you're interested to learn about that, then please feel free to check out the past playlists. And as always, I really appreciate you watching, all the lovely comments, and I wish you well in your frugal journey, and I hope all is going well for you this July. Take care and see you very soon. Best wishes. Bye.